Okay, so today is Friday, July 22nd, 2022, and we are docked here in the lovely port city of Linz, Austria. Our excursion today, this morning, was to Cesky Krumlov, which is about an hour and 15-minute bus ride from here. So check it out. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That would make it 7 o'clock in the morning back home. And today we're in a little medieval village in southern Czech Republic called Cesky Krumlov. So last night we docked in Linz, which is in Upper Austria, Northern Austria. And this morning we were given the option of doing the local tour in Linz, which is free, or the paid excursion to Cesky Krumlov, which I do highly recommend because this is such a charming little medieval village. Cesky Krumlov lies along the meandering banks of the Vltava River in southern Bohemia. We arrived in Cesky Krumlov around 10:30 in the morning and had about an hour-and-a-half tour with our local tour guide. Our tour began by crossing the Cloak Bridge and continued with the inner courtyards of the Cesky Krumlov castle. Like the town, the castle was established in the 1200s. It is the second largest castle in the Czech Republic, following just behind the Prague Castle, and consists of 40 buildings and structures and 5 courtyards. The castle's unique tower rises up 282 feet and has 162 steps. Over the centuries, the castle has had additions and alterations, and as such is comprised of Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque elements. So we could get great views of the city, we decided to climb the castle tower. Just to get to the tower, we had to climb a lot of steps. Once we got to the tower, there were even more steps waiting on us. Now my hyperlapse malfunctioned on the way up the steps, so I had to do the hyperlapse going down the steps. Climbing these steps was worth it though, not only for the cool medieval staircase, but also for these amazing views of Cesky Krumlov from the top. Another interesting thing about Cesky Krumlov Castle is the moat, which you can see from the tower. And when you look down, it looks pretty innocuous, but there are bears in the moat. In fact, it is a bear moat. Bears have been continuously in the moat since 1707. Here you can see the little guy eating. Another cool feature of the tower is the dungeon, accessible about 1/3 of the way up. After leaving the tower, we wandered the pretty alleys of Cesky Krumlov and came across this cellist playing the cello, my favorite instrument. Next, we visited the Church of St. Vitus. It is one of the oldest buildings in Krumlov, having been built in 1439. As you can see, it is of the Gothic architectural style. I got this amazing picture of the church from the Cloak Bridge. One of the gems of this church are the 18th century frescoes located to the left of the altar. Like most Roman Catholic European churches from this time period, the interior is incredibly ornate. You can see the organ there, and then a much smaller organ to its right. Of course, the altar is extremely impressive, as you can see there. Now panning to the left to the frescoes, and then making our way up so that we can see the ceiling of the church. And then, of course, once again, the organ, just because. Leaving the church, we had some more cute alleyway travel, leading us to the Old Town Center, which I found to be very pretty and quite quaint, especially with the church bells in the background. Okay, so Cesky Krumlov was amazing. The only regret I have is not taking one of those paddling rafts around on the river. I wish I had done that. But we had to leave and get back here to Linz. We got back to Linz about 5 o'clock, which gave us about a good hour and a half before dinner to explore Linz, which you don't even need that. There's really not a whole lot to see in Linz. This is very different from the other port cities along the cruise. There is no shortage of entertainment though. In fact, I think there were several cars racing down the streets behind me. I could hear them. But anyway, here are some of the highlights of Linz. All right, this is the old cathedral located near the town center in Linz. It was constructed in 1683 in the Baroque style. Unfortunately, though, it was not open and we could not go inside. This is the Ursuline Church of St. Michael, located a little bit further away from the town center. It is also in the Baroque style, but constructed in 1772. Just like the other church, it was closed and we could not get inside.